Good morning, I'm Kimberly. Welcome to Songbird Homestead. I'm happy to have you here. I am what I have always considered myself to be, a backyard homesteader. We are on about 3/4 of an acre now, just a hair under that. I don't know if that's considered backyard, but that is what we have. We are up in the town of Northeast Maryland, Zone 7B. We've been here for just about 11 months or so. You can hear how we got the name Songbird Homestead at our old house where we, did some backyard homesteading for sure. We had a lot of birds, and one of the things that I was really looking forward to was hopefully finding a place that had songbirds. We just really enjoy listening to them, and I don't know. I guess I was a little bit, I don't know, it's silly because I felt like, gosh, I'm really going to miss my songbirds. And then we moved here, and it's probably even more songbirds here than it was before. So I took that as a sign, and we kept the name Songbird Homestead. So there's a little bit of trivia. That's how we got our name. Like I said, we are in Zone 7B, Maryland, up in Northeast. A lot of changes that have happened in the last, I look back over the last 11 months, and I'm really wowed by the changes that my husband and I have been able to accomplish. It's just pretty cool. That's why I like to document these videos, because looking back at pictures, it's amazing to see how much change happens so fast. There's a quote, day to day nothing changes, and then you look back, suddenly everything has changed. I'm paraphrasing, but that's something, that can be applied to a lot of ways of life. So just wanted to shoot a little video this morning. It is beautiful. We are, I guess today is it's Memorial Weekend, so whatever date that is, I don't know, but so I wanted to shoot a little video. Like I said, it's beautiful. There's not one cloud in the sky. Birds are singing. I have my tea, so I'm ready to get started. This is one of our newer areas. We did just put this up for this season. It's the first season it's been up, one of our newer seasons. I'll show you another part of the place. This is the part that we did not grow anything on last year. So all of this from the blue wood pile, all this back here, this is all something that like I said, we haven't harvested, or we haven't grown anything on this area, so that's new to us this year. So we did put a couple of beds in. This is my arch trellis area, so I'm really excited about this. We had arch trellises at our old place, and they were very successful. Plus they're beautiful. But this is, what do we have here? So this right here, these are my old Homestead pole beans. And then next to it, I have my rattlesnake beans. Have never grown either of those. I'm not typically a big green bean eater, but they're easy and they're fun to grow in the trellis. And this is the year that I'm trying to expand our palettes to things that we don't normally grow. In front of this, you'll see, now these are my Japanese wasabi radishes. Nothing yet. I tried these in another area, and they didn't really put any big radishes out, so I'm not sure about those, unless it was the wrong area or the soil. But I grew other radishes that were huge, so I'm wondering about that. And then I do a lot of interplanting, as you'll see. That's my cilantro. And then over here, not something that people recommend, but I had the plants, so I put them in. I like to just, even though it might not be the right timing or season, I do like to sometimes do stuff anyway. But this is broccoli, and then this is rapini. So even though it's probably going to be too hot, it's going to bolt, I can still eat the leaves. And again, I had the plants, so I decided to just go ahead and do that anyway. What's down here? Oh, this section here, the second section for my trellises, that's going to be our cucumbers. We do like cucumbers. My husband loves cucumbers. There's some basil. I bet that smells amazing. That's cucumbers. So like I said, these are my, where we have our cucumbers. I do have them planted on both sides. I guess I have 3 varieties. It is something that my husband asked that we plant a lot of. seems like he asks that every year, and every year something happens. So I'm going to baby these cucumbers and make sure that they make it this year. But something that you'll recommend, or that you'll read a lot, is a lot of recommendation about, grow what you eat. And that is true, because you don't want to put a lot of energy and effort into something that you're not going to eat, that you don't like. Now, with that said, I did just mention that I'm going to be growing some things this year to expand our palates. There are some things that as a child I just didn't like, so I'm going to try and revisit some of those, not all. Some of those are beets and green beans, which I've already mentioned that I'm growing. The other things are peas and lima beans. Those are things I'm just never going to like. I know that. I'm not even going to try it. But some things, what I've learned is that there are things that I had as a kid that I've come to realize that, we either had them out of a can, frozen, maybe it was the way my mother prepared them, no offense to mom, but as an adult, your palate does change, so there are things that I eat now that as, a kid I would never eat. Excuse me. But again, peas and lima beans are just not two of those things that I'm going to try. But I do remember as a kid, my mom would make my grandfather pickled beets. I never liked them. Now I was probably like 7. He liked them, and maybe she only made them once or twice, but it was enough for me to remember that I don't like them. But I am growing them this year. I'm going to do I'm doing golden beets from Baker Creek, and I'm also doing, I think it's called bull's blood. So again, maybe having them fresh, maybe the fact that I'm an adult now, my palate has changed. I wouldn't say I'm more mature, but probably in that aspect I am. I'm also growing, I think, 3 kinds of green beans. I'm growing the dragon tooth, the rattlesnake, and then the old Homestead. Again, beans just weren't my thing, but I think that's something that I could eat. Maybe it's just not my favorite, but I think I'm just going to try it. Again, it could be the fact that as a kid, we had canned spinach, we had canned asparagus, which I actually did like as a kid. Just everything was in a can, but, of course, fresh is better, and, so that's what I'm trying to do this year. So yeah, so grow things that you like. Again, we're growing lots of cucumbers, but I'm also trying to interplant and just add some new things to our palate, to our plate, to our diet, getting a variety of things into our systems, can't be a bad thing, right? Yeah, so these are my dragon tooth bush beans I was mentioning. Starting to get little, I guess something's gonna happen, but yeah. We have 5 of those. Still gonna end up with way more beans than I think I'm gonna wanna eat. This, like I said, I do like to interplant. This is actually celery. My grandson and I planted that from seed. Isn't that lovely? Let's see if we have a date on the back. No, probably in March, February or March, one of the weekends he was here. So here's the same bed from the other side. Here's some more things that we have planted. Our green scallop squash, same thing as our melons over there. I planted these inside from seed, and they did not, some of them transplanted okay, these here, but scallop squash or patty pan squash are our favorite. But then a couple days ago, I came out and I planted some seed, and you'll see, they're already coming up. So I think I'm gonna skip the squash and the melons inside next year. But we do, oh, hello. Hello. You were out here yesterday morning. I think they may have a nest. You guys were out here yesterday morning. I don't know if they have a nest in the grass. All right, you're fine. I'm gonna leave you alone. Here's some onions. This is where my really successful patch of radishes came from. I did pickle them, and I had some. I snuck a couple yesterday, and they're amazing. I pickled them with some jalapenos, really good. But they were just cherry bells, I think. I did just plant some watermelon radishes here, so we'll see. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh no, I just planted the cherry bells. The other ones were the watermelon radishes, my mistake. But I have a whole row here. I'm sure they haven't come up yet, but. So yeah, really pleased with the way this set of beds is coming along. Oh, there's my tea. That's fantastic. So this is our other bed. I'll give you a better view of the whole area that we did not. There was a fence where I'm standing. So this was all pretty much not inaccessible, but we just didn't really come back here a whole lot to, well, we didn't grow anything, but we did put the beds in this year. And this is our tomato bed. Now I do, as you will see here, I desperately need another bed. Finding the time for that, and you know, I do work a full-time job. It's really tough, but these are our tomatoes. They're getting there. And again, I started all of these from seed, all except for a couple. For the most part, let's see, these are my orange jazz, this whole row. And this is it's called a sunset tomato. I think it's called Dad's sunset tomato. Really excited about that. They looked really nice online. Yeah. And then you'll see some more. I have some more basil. This is a lemon drop pepper. I got this from a plant exchange. It's supposed to produce, I think, small yellow tomatoes, which will be fun for salads and maybe dehydrating. That's the whole bed. For years, we struggled with how to support our tomatoes, and then we saw on Roots and Refuge these cattle panel trellises, which that's actually the first video of hers that I saw. I'm a huge fan now, and that was the first video we were looking for tomato support ideas, and we saw that video, and the rest is history. These are some other ones that I got on an exchange. Cherokee Purple, Hungarian Heart, Brown Sugar, and then I did buy these two, shame on me. Excuse me, I'm kidding. Some Cherry Reds and some, it says Yellow Pear. I do need to prune them. I'm a big pruner of tomatoes, but I do, like I said, I do need to get these in the ground somehow, some way today, hopefully, maybe, we'll see. Just to go to my daughter's for dinner with her and her fiance to their house. So that's way more important. This is my newest addition to my homestead. I love pink and I fell for it. It's the green stalk, but I had to get the pink. They were having a Mother's Day sale. I'm not real familiar with this type of container planting. I have planted some things in here already. Of course, you can see the tags. So I'm really excited to see how that turns out. I think it'll be lovely here. I cleaned this whole area up. We had like our water rain barrel here, and just a bunch of those, my plant graveyard, which is actually now around the corner. But yeah, so I'm hoping to have some flowers here. This is a solar light that comes on at night, so it is quite lovely. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this whole thing works out. The watering concept seems easier, so we'll see. This is some chocolate mint that I got at a swap, as you can tell by the tag. Chocolate mint, which smells like peppermint patties, which I do love. So I'm hoping to have enough of this to maybe dry it and put it over some Greek yogurt. These are my snow peas. I grew them on this is a mattress, a crib mattress for a baby or a toddler. Put it in the ground last year. It does well for a trellis. The problem is they have outgrown the trellis. So, but I'm hoping to still get some on there. I don't see anything yet, but so far it's doing pretty well. And this is our strawberry bed, which is doing magnificent. We've been picking really not enough to save or do anything with yet. I say yet because I am optimistic, but we are getting enough to just kind of grab a couple here and there and eat. I put these in last summer. Let's see what we have here. I did have to put this netting on. So here's a little tiny guy. Something, oh, that's actually just from the, oh no, yeah, something got that one. But let's see if we can find one. I picked them all yesterday evening. My grandson was over, so we went and picked a bunch of them because, you know, little boys like strawberries, especially fresh picked out of their BB's garden. Yeah, so anyway, we'll have some more later. But I did put these in last summer or so, last fall maybe. And I do expect that they'll stay here. A lot of runners. I'm very pleased with how full this has gotten so far. You can see all these runners here. For those that don't know, let's go under here. So these, see these here? See these sprouts that are coming out? These are runners. And what I could do is I could take and put these in my green stalk or my pink stalk. I have to give her a name. I could take these here and put these in the pink stalk and then have strawberries there too, which is my plan eventually. But not till they're a little more established. These are just a couple of our blueberry bushes. We have 3. There's one on the outside of the fence that I didn't show you guys. And then I have these 2 here. Actually 3. This little guy is so little, I don't know if he's gonna make it. I think I'm gonna pull him out and put something better in there. It's just a waste. He's really not gonna do anything. This one tends to bloom later. It is a pink lemonade blueberry bush, and the blueberries are like a blush yellow, like a pinkish yellow, and they're very different from the blueberry, a regular blueberry. Really good. My son gave me that for Mother's Day a couple years ago, and this is just a blueberry. We do have a bunch of blueberries, but they're not turning yet. So, but we do have it netted to keep those birds away. I have another blueberry bush that I propagated, kind of, sort of, and it's doing well. This is my pollinator garden. This is something I had at my old place. This is all just flowers and bulbs and some big alliums, which I've already bloomed. These lilies here my sister gave me. I think they're Asiatic lilies. She'll probably correct me if I'm wrong. But I like this because it just comes up every year. I don't have to do a whole lot to it. You know, it's pretty self-sustaining. I did register certified. I'm not sure if that means or counts for anything, but I was excited. You know, from the National Wildlife Federation. That was last year. I don't know if I have to get re-registered, but yeah, it's pretty exciting. Got my little bee hotel, which I've seen do nothing so far. And there it is, my tea that I couldn't find. I'm gonna have my husband build me something like this around the garden so I can easily find my tea. So the last time I did a video, this probably was full of garlic, I'm guessing. Now I only have half of it of garlic. That's a German hardneck garlic, which is doing well. I am getting some scapes. Let me put my tea down. These are garlic scapes. You can see all of these. Last year I harvested a ton of them, put them in a jar with some extra virgin olive oil. I cut the scapes up and put them in there. I'll probably show a video of that, maybe a picture of it. And we use them all year. So as I was cooking, I would take a scoop out, put it in my cast iron. If I wanted something with a garlic flavor, it's amazing. I still have just a little bit left, so these are coming up just in time. But this set here, I got, I believe, what was allium leaf miners. All the stalks started to droop over, so I pulled them even though they were a little bit small. I figured better small heads than just to let the whole batch go to heck. And that was a Spanish Roja garden, or garlic, I'm sorry, Spanish Roja garlic. My little bird water. Now in its place, because I had the space, I planted, this is a Cajo watermelon, again, a couple days ago, and already they are starting to come up. Where are they? Yeah, there's the other one. Yep. And then I have some volunteer cilantro, which is pretty exciting because that stuff won't grow if I plant it or buy it. It just doesn't do well. This is just, you know, that's cilantro. Now what I've been doing though is picking off these flowers because I do not want it to go to seed. Yeah, it got ahead of me. There was a little more than I wanted to. That way it'll keep producing. But I still have this little guy. And I have other cilantro that I've planted. These are the garlic. This is one of the bunches. And I just pulled this out just like this. This was from one clove, Spanish Roja garlic. But this is what I just pulled out of there. Probably like 40 or 50 of these, I think. I forget how many I planted back in October. But I pulled it, and they're okay. They're decent. They're decent size, so I'll dry them up. I do have that garlic too, so I should have enough for some powders as well. But this is what I just pulled. So this is the garlic scapes that I was mentioning earlier. See, I cut them up, put them in there with some olive oil, and then now this was full last year when I did this. But whenever I want a little bit of garlic, something, some oil and garlic or whatever to cook something in, I go ahead and I just take a spoonful out and use that, and it works amazing. So now I am in my herbal area, my herb garden, my tea garden, whatever, kind of those two things are pretty interchangeable. I did this at my old place and it was very helpful. I do like to have my herbs handy and close. We use a lot of herbs in cooking, and I've been using them in like some remedies and I've been drying a lot of herbs for tea. Some of my favorites, and these came back from last year, was oregano, my thyme, my chamomile, which I didn't really grow. I had a little baby plant that did not do well, but then this year it seemed to come back in tenfold. I've been harvesting more chamomile than I can really keep up with, to be honest. So I've been harvesting every day, drying it every day, jarring it, and just to have it for teas later in the season. Some other herbs I grow that don't come back every year, cilantro, basil, those sorts of things just don't come back in my area every year, so I do have to plant them again from seed every spring. But again, I have a huge sage bush. My oregano is gigantic, and I'll show all of that to you guys right now. So this is the cilantro and basil that I started this year. That's my lavender that came back. I also have been harvesting that. It's not as prolific as the chamomile, but it is doing pretty well, better than I have ever had it. So I guess this new area, even though I'm further up north, for some reason some things are going better. My rosemary, which did well, that's my bay leaf plant. I keep that inside. I did put it out here this summer. I'm trying to get it big. I can't seem to ever get my bay leaf. I buy it every year. I'll be getting some new, no, not really. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to grow. I think it's very woody and grows very slow. That's my thyme and basil that I grew from seed. This is my chamomile. That's one of them. You'll see it's kind of taking over the whole bed. So I'm gonna have to pull this out. And then here's my sage, as you can see from the sign, but pretty good sage plant. That's lemon balm, which it is in there, even though there's grass. More chamomile, more chamomile, more chamomile. Like I said, once it's done producing what it's going to produce this year, I'm going to pull it out, even though I'll probably have a lot of baby plants next year because I've let it go so long. Here's my thyme. It's an English thyme. Oh, my grandson made me that. That says cilantro, but I don't think there's any cilantro there. And then this is my mint. Of course, always plant your mint in a container unless you want it to go everywhere. I do like my mint. Oh, wow, that's amazing. It smells so fresh. More basil, and then that's my oregano. Like I said, I've been drying it, picking it and drying it. Something else I had really good success with this year was my chives came back. So I've been cutting the blossoms off that and did some chive vinegar. But really, really, really love having an herb garden here. And I do plant herbs intermingled with my other things, in the other beds, just because I love having herbs everywhere. And I really think it does a good job. Creates a diverse soil, creates a lot of different pockets of area for the pollinators and that sort of thing. Okay, so something that is new for us this year are, we got chickens, we got baby chicks, we got, I don't know, I lost count. I'm not going to say how many, I don't know. Back in April, we got one batch from our local, the mill it's called, and then we got another batch from McMurray Hatchery. they are all doing well. They're growing, they're huge. I will show them to you in this video. But something that what we have learned is chicks grow, they don't stay chicks long. You know, now we have full grown baby T-Rexes. They're so cute. I think they're 5 and 6 weeks old. They're adorable. They don't all have names, but we're letting the names kind of come to us. But something that, like I said, because they grow so fast, my husband, God bless him, he has been working ever so hard all his spare time. So thank you out to him. Huge, huge, huge thanks. I couldn't do it without him. But this is what he has been working on. So this is going to be their coop. I will probably do a separate video so he can explain the hows and whys and whats and all of that. But he designed this, not want to say completely from scratch, because he's watched a lot of how-to videos and try to gather as much information and glean whatever he could from different people who've done YouTube and that sort of thing, with videos about coops. He has done this all by himself, in spite of the fact that we have young adult men in our family who are good at building and woodworking and eager to help. They offered, and he has decided he wants to do this all himself, which I'm so pleased. That's really important to him, and I'm really proud of him, because I think he's done an amazing job. So that's going to be today. We're going to work on that some more before we go to our daughters for dinner. But yeah, really excited. Obviously the coop's going to be here, the ramp, and then this will be the run. But I don't want to give away too much, because that might be a whole nother video that he talks about. So here are some of our girls. Hi, girls. I only bring maybe half of them out at a time, so do the math. I'll tell you how many we have. We do have a good variety. I bring them out in this pen. It gives them outside time. It helps them to scratch and all that. They are just having their breakfast, but gosh, they don't all have names. We have Honey. That's Janice, because you can't catch her. Janice Joplin. Jim couldn't catch her, but we did. And that's Gladys. I think that's one of these two is Gladys. Kind of hard to tell. And then this is Apollonia. She was our free one from McMurray Hatchery. We think she's a she. She's unsexed, so she could be a he, but I think she's a she. And then that's Sassy Girl. They are all eating, so I apologize. They're not being very social. And I think that's Sharona. We do have a lot of music names. We have Stevie Chicks, Janice, Sharona, Apollonia, and then a bunch of other names. We haven't given them all names yet, but again, we're trying to just see how their personalities land. But a lot of fun. We also have a couple other names: Amelia, Fancy, Sassy. But yeah, hey girls, we're really enjoying it, and really, really enjoying it. So I like to put them out here so they can watch Papa Bear build their coop. I do try to handle them as much as I can. Some of them are more social than others, and I think that's the breed. This is Honey. It's okay, sweetheart. I find that the closer I put my face to them, the more secure they feel. Oh, look at that talon. Oh my goodness. Some of them are really, like I said, a lot more social than the others, and that's maybe because I've held them more, but they allow me to hold them more, so it's a whole cycle. But I do try to hold all of them. Go ahead, sweetheart. There you go. I do try to hold all of them pretty regular. I only bring, like I said, about half of them out, but then the problem is there are some that are really hard to catch, like Janice. She's really hard to catch, but I do try to make an extra effort to get her out here, because if she's hard to catch and I never catch her, then she'll always be uncatchable, right? Her and Fancy. But yeah, so I do try to bring them out here pretty regularly, half at a time. Sometimes I will just bring all 14 of them. Oh, sorry. Yes, I have 14. I'll bring all 14 of them out so that I know that they're all getting outside time. But yeah, so a lot of fun having chickens. I had no idea it was going to be this easy or this fun. We wanted to get them at our last place, but we didn't. And we were on, I think, like 1/5 of an acre there, but we had 2 parcels. But when we could have done it. I mean, obviously people do it in much smaller spaces, but we wanted to wait till we were really ready. I had done all the proper research, and you know, that we could give them the best chance. So I think obviously we're there now because we have them, and you know, there we go, here we are. So we have no choice. But yeah, we're really enjoying having chickens, and we're really looking forward to eggs. These are going to be just laying hens. We do not have a rooster. I don't want a rooster. I'm really not allowed to have a rooster, but in this area, because we're on less than an acre in this county. But we don't want a rooster anyway, because we're really just looking to get eggs from our hens. Okay, so the last thing, I guess the last area, no, not even the last, because I do have some other things. I have these 8 beds, these 8 raised metal beds. I do like them. They are kind of also close to the house. This is what we started with last year. Last year we had just these 4 here. This year we added 4 more. That will be it for them, I do believe. I did buy a couple circle ones that I think we're gonna put, well, we don't know what we're gonna put in it. But this is pretty much where I grow all my peppers. We do like to eat a lot of peppers, so like the herbs, I like to keep them close to the house. But this is rapini, which is going to seed, but we can still eat the, oh, you can hear my AC came on in the house. That's a blessing, because it is hot out here. But we can eat the leaves of this. This is actually, let's get down here. This is carrots, and I think maybe some celery, 2 celeries that my grandson also planted. This is kamatsuna, I think it is. It's a Tokyo. It's a hot, spicy. Well, it's not really hot. It's like a spicy green from Tokyo. I really do like this a lot. I like radishes and horseradishes and like that kind of like spicy greens and stuff like that. It's almost like arugula. Oh, that's so good. But carrots, I have some, I forget what these are called, little finger carrots, and some pusa asita. It's a black carrot. That's the tag. I planted these on April 9th. Not quite ready yet. Let's see what else we have. Again, these are going to be all my peppers. This is not looking great. We had amazing eggplant last year, and this, I don't know. I don't think it's going to make it. I'm gonna have to go buy some eggplant plants. And then more peppers, a lot of jalapenos, habaneros. I do make a really mean salsa verde for my husband. He loves it, and my son loves it, my father loves it. So I do try to grow a lot of jalapenos. Ancho peppers was a huge request this year because it's good for like enchilada sauce. If you're noticing a theme, that is correct. We are in a Hispanic American household, whatever, but we both like that kind of food. But my husband absolutely likes it because that's just, you know, who he is. That's what he grew up eating, so he likes all that hot and spicy food. I do have artichokes planted. Didn't do so well with the artichoke last year. It did well, but then I probably should have covered it over the winter, and I didn't do that. More peppers, more basil, you get the idea. I do have, let me show you this. So something I did in the beds, you'll see I scattered seeds. I think they're zinnias, I don't remember, but that'll be all the better. Now this zinnia actually, you can see it's a huge bit different in size. Already has like a blossom starting. That resprouted from seed last year. So yeah, I try to plant flowers intercropping or intermingling with my vegetables and herbs and whatever else. I think it's important. This right here is something my husband also built. He's pretty good at wood building or woodworking or whatever. He built this at our old place last year. Or no, actually a couple years ago. And when we moved, we weren't going to bring it because it felt like a lot to bring. But we decided, yeah, we're not going to leave that behind. So that's for our grapes. And they actually transplanted pretty well, you can see. Yeah. Because I'm different and I like to do things my way, I have one purple grape and one I think one's green and one's purple, I don't know, but maybe we'll get some kind of hybrid crossbreed. All right, so one of the things that I that I absolutely love are cherries. And I don't know if I ever really thought cherries were possible to be grown here. I don't really know anyone who's ever grown cherries, but they are my favorite fruit. Well, cherries, and then sometimes I like mango. Well, I always like mango, but sometimes mangoes are my favorite, but I also love pineapples, and I love little baby oranges. Fresh strawberries are great too. So I like all the fruits, but you hear the rooster? That's not my rooster. I do not have a rooster, but you can hear my chicks. But I grew, guys, look at this guy. Look at this. It's a cherry tree. And look, there's a baby cherry right there. So I am really excited. Really, really, really excited about that. Mmm. 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 That's very good. So again, very important, grow the things that you like. This is something I'm growing for my grandson. Well, actually not just for him. It's a little raspberry bush, and we do have baby raspberries on there starting. He doesn't really know it yet, but supposedly for today, that's his favorite fruit. So we'll see. So I am growing these, well, for all of us really, but mostly for him. So you'll see I went in and traded out my hot tea for lemon water, which is pretty much the only two things I drink. I drink one hot tea in the morning, and I drink lemon water pretty much the rest of the day. I'll add mint, I'll add lemon balm, that kind of thing to it. But I don't drink coffee, or every once in a while I will drink, I'll make an unsweetened iced tea and I'll add lemon and monk fruit to it. But for the most part, I just drink lemon water all day, and then, like I said, a hot tea in the morning. But I did just go and switch out my hot tea for my lemon water, because it is hot and humid out here today. My husband and I are hoping to get some more work done on the coop. We'll see. We have to. We're kind of running out of time. We both work full-time jobs. So it is something that we need to get done, you know, because those chickens are not getting any smaller for sure. You saw them. They're just really getting big. And I really want them to have their space. And I do bring them outside, as you saw, and I let them kind of scratch around, root around the dirt and the grass, just to look for worms and grit and stuff, so they can get used to it, because that is how they're going to live their life. But anyway, thanks for stopping by Songbird Homestead on this hot Memorial weekend in May. I'm gonna hydrate, because that is very important, and then I'm gonna get busy with some projects. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping in.